y'all, and welcome back to my special segment titled Picnic with Jesus. Y'all know I try to get this out to y'all at least once a week, usually on average. If you get a little bit more than that, that's like icing on the cake. So anyways, yes, we're gonna be talking about darkness today, and not the kind of darkness that most people be thinking about. I know when you see this video titled what it's titled, you probably have loving Jesus in the darkness. You probably like have a few things that probably come up in your mind that you probably think a few ways that I can take this. I mean, there's many ways that I can take it, but I want to shine. I'm going more in the direction of the book that I've been reading this week. By the time you see this video, I should have already mentioned that book to you, entitled Beyond the Break, with this character named Livette. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I could be wrong or whatever, but that's what it looks like. And this is a teenage girl who seems very, very fixated on Jesus, having a close relationship with him. You can tell she's been raised with him in mind, been raised to serve him, to worship him. She's very involved in church, all that good stuff. But at the same time, she's been struggling with many, many different things. And these struggles have been in the dark. It's not necessarily something that most people may know about, because we spend more time with ourselves than anyone else. We spend more time with our thoughts than anybody else, and we should be more aware of our thoughts and those secret places inside of us than anybody else can shed light on. I mean, we be looking for people, looking for answers outside of God, outside of the Bible, outside of Jesus, for somebody to tell us about who we are, when they don't even really know us. Half of the time, most people don't even know themselves, and they trying to tell you about you when they ain't even got their own self together. Okay, so that's kind of crazy. So I just feel like, to avoid all of that, just go straight to the word and allow God to order your steps, direct your paths, and all that good stuff. But yes, what really brought this subject up to me is spending time in Livette's head in that book, and seeing her different struggles, which were very relatable no matter what age you are, even if you're not exactly a teenager. But it's something that any age would struggle with when you are on that journey, trying to be as close as possible to your Lord and Savior, and to walk in obedience and all that good stuff, which sounds amazing. We will all just love it to just be just on point in that area, to the point where we're satisfied. We know we did what we were supposed to do. But a lot of times that may not go that way, as the character in this book, Livette, dealing with all these secret things in the dark. Nobody doesn't know what's going on, but us, the readers, we get that insight with her. And just knowing those thoughts of darkness, that's really what they were. It was just thoughts that were not of God. They were not light. That's what I mean by that when I say darkness, y'all. And loving Jesus even within that darkness. And when I say that, loving him to the point where sometimes you cannot help what thoughts that just drop into your mind. I mean, sometimes it just be stuff out of the blue. It just seems like literally somebody just dropped something in your head and you're like, where did this come from? I wasn't even thinking nothing about this. But it's a thought that when you observe it and you weigh it against the word of the Lord, and you're like, okay, this is not from God, because this is not aligned with his word. This is not something that he would support. I need to cast this down. I need to get rid of this immediately. And I think too many of us spend too much time with those thoughts. And that's what I mean by loving Jesus in the darkness. It is in those places that nobody really knows about, because nobody knows your thoughts. Nobody knows what you're thinking about. Nobody knows your struggles that you are struggling with, unless you open your mouth and say something. But everybody is not going to do that, all right? And so in those moments and you have every right to, guard your heart and just keep that between you and the Lord. But what I am saying is, when those thoughts of darkness drop into your mind, do not entertain them. Don't spend more time with them than you should be. Because it's like the longer you spend time with anything, it sort of starts to sound right to you. It may even start to sound like you. It just seems like it's right because you spend so much time around it. It's like going into, like, for example, if you work around a garbage dump or something, like work in a junkyard or whatever, around a bunch of garbage, and that is all you're smelling for many, many hours of the day. That's what you're spending time with, because you're working there. And so it starts to bother you less and less, to the point where you can be smelling stank and stuff and don't even know that you stink, but everybody else can look at you and be like, okay, what's going on with her? Like, child, girl, you need to go home. You need to get a bath or something, get some deodorant or something. But to that person, you don't feel that way. You don't even notice it, because you spent so much time in the stankness, in the garbage, all right? And that goes the same thing with your thoughts. When you are spending time in thoughts of darkness, and that's what I mean by when you loving the Lord, you are esteeming him higher than yourself. You are weighing what you're thinking against, well, you're weighing it with his word, and you're determining, okay, is this from him, or is this from me, or is it from the enemy? You're doing that instead of just allowing whatever thing that pop into your mind to be like, okay, like some people even say, I can't help what I think. I can't help what I think. Yes, you can help what you think. Sometimes you cannot help what thoughts come to you, but you can help what you're thinking. Thinking, I mean, that's present tense. That's what you're spending time with. You need to get rid of that as soon as you are aware. Get and cast it out. And that's what I got from this book with Livette in the very beginning of this book. And that's what intrigued me as I started to read. And this is like a few chapters in, less than 5 chapters in, I got that from her so much that she spent, like, she was weighing her thoughts with the word of God. In a sense, she was very aware, and it was so, like, very sensitive to everything that was dropping in her head, her thoughts, what she was feeling, all these different things. And we're right there on this journey with her, and it just really made me think, like, wow, like, we really need to do better in this area. And when I say we, yes, I put myself in there because I know I can always grow and do better. And so, yes, I'm not just throwing this out there on y'all and be like, okay, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all to get y'all's life together. Y'all to get y'all life together. No, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying be aware. And when somebody brings something to your attention, at least that is an opportunity for you to be like, okay, let me pay more close attention next time, so I can make the right decision, so I can, in those times of darkness, in those times that is just like, some people, a lot of people spend a lot of time in very, very dark places. Not necessarily the physical aspect of it, of just being in places that you ain't supposed to be, but even you can be somewhere that, let's say, church, a library, or just places that a person would not say something is wrong with this. You should not be there. That is not a place God would like you at. I'm not even talking about, you could be in places where God has no problem with you being with. There's nothing literally wrong with that place, and yet your mind can be in darkness from the thoughts that you're thinking and different things like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to get a hold of those thoughts. We need to cast them down. We need to stay up on this thing. And it is the 24/7 around the clock thinking, because we are constantly thinking. We're constantly like immersed in our thoughts. Like, we never have a moment where we're not thinking. And when you think about that, okay? You never have a moment where your mind is just shut off, even when you go to sleep at night. And sometimes people even use that as an escape, like, just want to escape their thoughts, escape what's been going on, even in your dreams. Some people, we carry that on over to our dreams. Like, we're constantly thinking. That's why it's so important that we have to get a hold of these things. Like, we have to allow the light of the word to shine on us, even in those moments of darkness. And that is a place where it's very, very difficult, because sometimes we want to just sink there. Sometimes we want to just stay there, and we don't want to be bothered. We don't want to think. We don't want to try. We just tired. And those are the moments where you really need to rise up and be like, you know what? No, okay, I'm taking authority over this thing. I'm taking dominion over these things. I'm casting them down in the name of Jesus. I'm going to love him. Loving is a physical, well, that is a verb. That is something that you're constantly doing. And if you're constantly loving him, you're constantly thinking about him, allowing him to dwell inside of you, which is where he dwells. But just being mindful of his presence and practicing his presence and practicing loving him, because loving is an act. And sometimes we're not all the best at it, depending on where we come from and how we were raised. Some of us need to practice learn how to love. And so you need to spend more time just loving him, even in those moments where you may not feel as worthy of it, because you know what you've done, you know what you're thinking, you know what you're thinking about doing, and all that stuff. And that's especially in those times where you need to be like, you know what, I'm going to turn my focus. I'm going to magnify his word. I'm going to allow his word to be the lamp to my feet. I'm going to allow him to guide my path, to order my steps. And I need to do whatever I got to do. I don't care if it's all the day. I'm just picking up my Bible, and I'm just going to be reading his word over and over again, because you cannot read his word out loud and think something else. That is the cool part. That's one of the things that I turn to, y'all. This is an act of loving, okay? Almost like a little cheat code, right? Right? So I'm just gonna read something random out here, just because I just opened up and just read random. Okay, so if I'm reading it, say, but I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. Automatically, my mind is going to what I just read. I'm gonna have a picture of singing. I'm gonna have a picture of praising. Whatever I was thinking prior to reading this, it's gone. That is the perfect way of casting down those thoughts. That's the perfect way of loving Jesus in the darkness. So yes, that is all I wanted to share with you all. And before I leave y'all for the day, okay, we're going to spend a little bit of time together, okay? Y'all know picnic with Jesus. When you think about picnic, you think about food, okay? You think about intimacy, because that is a moment where you share this beautiful moment of loving and all kind of stuff, and you're doing it with food, all right? And we have been doing this with the bread of life. It doesn't get no better than that. That is the best thing you can eat. But at the same time, sometimes I want to throw in here a little bit of other dishes for you. So we're gonna go ahead and cut to something together. We're gonna cook a little bit together, and then I'm gonna be right back to go ahead and leave you all for the day. All right, so yeah. Okay, y'all, so this is my very first vlog. I'm super excited. So I want to catch you up on something while you all are watching. This boiler, this pot of yellow rice boiling, I already put the broth in. So I'm thinking of making a taco salad. And basically, first this morning, me and Jesus went to the grocery store. So I got all the ingredients that I wanted in my taco salad. I got my yellow rice boiling right now. And yeah, so it's just me and him cooking together, and I just wanted to put something together and show you all. But yes, so that's what's going on right here. Alright y'all, so we're back. So over here, I got my tortillas, I got my taco mix, and yes, you're in right here. Happiness is homemade, for real, for real. And I done cut up my peppers. Well, I'm still in the middle of doing that, but yeah. And in a minute, I'm gonna throw them in the pan, get that going, and get the meat and all of that together. Of course, I can't show you all the details because I'm not like a professional or anything. But yeah, so I'm very, very excited. I'm just like, okay, God, Jesus, go ahead and guide your beloved through all of this, because you know I'm gonna need your help, okay? So alright y'all, pretty much we have almost the final last product. Well, the finished touches, like already the sweet peppers, the ground turkey. So I don't use beef, but turkey. And our blended cheese blend. So yeah, the thing I have to do now is pretty much add that yellow rice underneath, and yeah, it will be already done for ours. Beloved in Jesus, with Jesus and Beloved special taco salad. So I want to thank you all for joining me, and yeah, hopefully we can do some more meals together in the future. But yes, this is really it, y'all. I'm so excited about to dive into this while I go watch a movie so I can review that for y'all. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. So there y'all have it, friends. The final product, just what we ended up with for our taco salad dish. Y'all, it looks so good. I'm about to dive into this thing. Anyways, yes, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you for joining me. Bye. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, there's a little something that Beloved just cooked, like a little vlog there, kind of. I'm trying to step into that. I'm gonna need a little bit of help, a little bit of patience in that area, because yeah, it's definitely a learning experience. But at the same time, I hope you all did enjoy it. And yeah, y'all let me know y'all thoughts, your opinions, y'all comments in the section below. But yes, we're going to go ahead and read out of Daniel chapter 2, verse 22. And it reads, He reveals deep and secret things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. So that's all I have for you for this video. Thank y'all so much for joining me. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.